Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, student. Today I'm going to solve the IGCSE paper 4 October November 2023. Now let's start the question of this paper. Question 1, part A. First part, translate triangle T by the vector minus 7 1, label the K. Now you see here, this is the triangle T, and we have to translate this triangle T by vector minus 7 1. Now it means that we have to drag this triangle minus 7 1, and it means we have to shift each point of the triangle 7 unit left side and 1 unit upward. Now you see here the first point, this is the point. First we take the image of this point. Now we move 7 unit left, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This is 7 unit left and 1 unit up. This point will be the image point. Now next we take the this point, second point. This point we take 7 unit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 unit up. This is the image point. And next point you see here, 3, this point we move 7 unit, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, and 1 unit up. Now we join all these points, and this is the triangle. We name it as K. Now this is the image K by the translation vector minus 7 1. And next part of part A, describe fully transformation that maps triangle K onto triangle. Look here, we have to describe the transformation from K to P. When we move the reverse of each point of triangle K, you see here we move 7 unit on right side and 1 unit below. 7 unit right, we name it plus, and 1 unit below, we name it minus 1. This is 7 minus 1 will be the translation vector. This triangle K shift to triangle T by translation vector minus 7 1. Now we write here is the triangle K by vector 7 minus 1, and this is the answer. Part B, reflect the triangle T in the line y equal to 4. Firstly, we will draw the line y equal to 4 here. Now this line is y equal to 4. Now we have to reflect the triangle T in the line y equal to 4. Firstly, we reflect each point, corner points of this triangle in the line y equal to 4. For the reflection, first we take the first point. Now the reflection in the line y equal to 4. You see here this object point is 2 unit below the reflected line. Now to image point of this object in the reflection y equal to 4 will be 2 unit up. You see here, this is 1 2 unit below, and this will be 2 unit up, 1 2. Now we mark this point, and next is the point you see here, this point 6 2. Now this point is 2 unit. This point is also 2 unit below in the from the line y equal to 4. Now the image of this point 2 unit up. Now you see here 1 2, this is the image point of this object point 6 2 in the reflection y equal to 4. Now the last point you see here, this point lie on the reflection line. The image and object point will be same, or this point lie on the reflection line. When the point lie on the reflection line, this point remain at this position. Now we join all these points here and we get the triangle. Now you see here, we join all these points, and this is the triangle after reflection in the line y equal to 4. This triangle, we name it as L triangle. This is the triangle L. Now the part C, rotate triangle T through 90-degree clockwise about O. Now this is the center of rotation, 0, 0. Now we have to rotate this triangle T through 90-degree about O. Now this triangle having the points 2, 2, 6, 2 and 4, 2, we write these points firstly as 2, 2, 6, 2 and 6, 4. And after writing these points, uh, we have to rotate all these points through 90-degree. There is a shortcut to 90-degree clockwise about O. Firstly, we interchange the coordinate places, and look here, the coordinate of the x coordinate here is 2, y is coordinate is 2. Now we shift the coordinates, interchange the coordinate, it's become 2, 2 and 6, 2, this become 2, 6, and this coordinate 6, 4 become 4, 6. And after interchanging second point, change the y coordinate sign. Now we change the sign, y coordinate sign. This is -2, -6, and -6. After interchanging, we mark the point here. This is the point 2, 2. Next is 2 minus 6. And the next is 4 minus 6. This is 4 and -6. Now we join these points and we get a triangle. This is the rotation of triangle T about O clockwise direction, 90-degree clockwise, 90-degree clockwise. And this triangle, we name it as M triangle. And next is question 1, part first of part D. Enlarge triangle T by scale factor -1/2 with center 0, 0. Label the image P. Now this is the triangle T, and this is the point center of enlargement. And this triangle T having the points 2, 2, 6, 2 and 6, 4. This triangle T is enlarged by a scale factor -1/2. The shortcut here is we multiply all these points by -1/2. We get 2 multiply -1/2, 6 multiply -1/2, and 6 multiply -1/2. And 2 multiply -1/2, 2 multiply -1/2, and 4 -1/2. Now we get the point -1, -1, -3, and -1, and this is -3 and -2. Now we mark the point -1, 1. This is the point -1, 1. Next point is -3, 1. -3, -1, and next is -3, -2. These are the points after enlargement -1/2. Now we join all these points and we get this triangle, and we name it as this triangle P, and this is the enlargement of triangle T by scale factor -1/2. Now next part is here is D. Second part, describe fully transformation that maps triangle P onto triangle T. Now look here, this is the reverse reverse transformation of T to P, and it's become down. Now we have to describe the transformation P onto T. Now look here, this is the enlargement. This is the enlargement about center 0, 0. And the scale factor of this enlarged figure, now when we reverse this fraction, this become 2/1. And this transformation will be the enlargement by the scale factor -2 with center 0, 0. And this is the answer. Question 2, part A. Daisy record for 50 homework marks. The table shows the result. Write down the range. Range is the difference between the maximum and minimum value. Here is the maximum value, here is 20, and the minimum value here is 15. The difference will be 20 minus 15 is 5. This is the answer. Question number 2, part A. Second part, write down the mod. Mod is the most occurring value of the data. The most occurring value here is 17 because 17 is occurring here 19 times. 17 are the marks of 19 students. Therefore, the mod is here is 17. Next part is find the median. Question number 2, third part of part A. Find the median. Median is the middle value of the data. The middle value of the data we can find by using the formula 50 plus 1, our 2th value, that's equal to 25.5th value. And this 25.5th value we can find this value by taking the average of 25th plus 26th value. Now the average, the 25th and 26th value, you see here the cumulative frequency will be 1, 4, and 23, and this is 34, and this is 60, 44, and last is 50. Therefore, 25th and 26th value will lie here. Now the 25th value will be 18, and 26 is 18, and that will be equal to 36 over 2, and this is the 18. The marks 18 will be the median. Now part 4, calculate the mean. Now to find the mean, part 4, calculate the mean. We can find the mean by using the formula here is sum of value divided by total number of values. Now the sum of values we can find if we multiply these numbers to frequency. After the multiplication, we add all these value, we get the sum of values. Now 15 times 1 is 15, 16 times 3 is 48, and 17 times 19, 323, and 11 times 18 is 198, and 10 times 19 is 190, 66 times 20 is 120. Now we add all these values. After adding, we get the sum of values. 15 plus 48 plus 323 plus 198 plus 190 and plus 120. The sum is equal to 894, and we write the sum of values 894. Now the mean equal to sum of values divided by total frequency. Now the sum of values divided by total number of values, total frequency. Here is the sum of values 894 divided by the total frequency. Here is the 50, and we divide by 50, and the answer is 894 divided by 50. This will be equal to 17.88, and 3SF value, it becomes 17.9. This is the mean of the data. Next, part B. Question number 2, part B. The list shows Eddie's score in 11 tests. Complete the stem and leaf diagram to show this information. The key of this diagram is 25, 2, 5 represent 25, and these are the stem digits. And here we will have to write leaf. Now you see here, stem is showing the unit digits and leaf shows the 10 digits. Now firstly we see the number having the stem 1. Now this is the number 18. Now we write here is 18. Next we have to write the number in which stem is 2. You see here, and here are 20 is 2 times. Firstly we write 20, therefore 20. The stem is 2 and leaf is 0. Next is also 20, and 21 here are 3 times, therefore we write 2, 1, 2, 1, and 21. And after writing this, we see the other numbers having stamp 2. You see here 22, and this 22 we write is 2 is stem here is 2 and leaf will be 2. And next is 25, we write is 25. And after writing all these numbers, we see the other numbers. Here is 33, 34, and 30. The 30, here is the stem is 3 and leaf will be 0. Firstly, we write this number. And then after this, we write 33. This is 3. And next is 34. This is 4. Now find the median. Median is the middle value of the data. And 11 plus 1 over 2, that will be equal to 12 over 2. And 12 over 2 is equal to sixth value. Now we see that this is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. And this value, and in which the stem is 2, leaf is 1. Therefore, this is the 21 is the answer. Now the part third, find the interquartile range. Interquartile range is the difference between the upper quartile minus lower quartile, upper quartile minus lower quartile, and we represent the upper quartile by Q3 and lower quartile by Q1. The Q3 is equal to 3 over 4th value, 3 over 4th of total value, 3 over 4th value of data, and Q1 is the 1 over 4th value of data. You see here are 11 total number of data. Therefore, we write the 3 over 4 multiply 11 plus 1 is 12. And this will be equal to 9th. Now the 9th value, and 1, you see here, this is the 1 over 4, 1 over 4th value of data. Therefore, we write 1 over 4 in the data is 11, and we write is the 11 plus 1 value. Now this value is the 12th, 1 over 4 multiplied 12. This is the third value. And the third value, the difference between the 9th value minus third value, the 9th value here is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9th value is the 30. And the third value here is first, second, third. This is 20. Now the difference will be 10. And this is the answer. Question 3, part A. The Priya's car decreases by 10% every year. The value today is $7,695. Calculate the value of the car after 1 year. You see here the value of the car decreases 10% every year. Therefore, the value of the car after 1 year will be equal to when 10% decreases from 100, we get 100 minus 10. That will be equal to 90. The value of the car will be 90% of today values. Here is the 90% is 90 over 100 of mean multiply. Today value is 7,695, and this will be equal to 0.9 multiply by 7,695. Now we calculate 7,695 multiply 0.9, and this value will be equal to 6925.5. And this we can write this in 3SF value. This will be equal to 6930, and this is the answer. Part second, calculate the value of the car 1 year ago. We suppose that let the value of the car 1 year ago is X. After 1 year passing, this will be the today's values after 1 year. And you know, after 1 year, the value of the car decreases 10%. Therefore, the today value will be decrease, this 10% decrease, this is the 100 minus 10. This value is 90% decrease, and the 90% of x will be the today's value. Therefore, we write here is the value of the car today will be equal to 100 minus 10% of x, and this will be equal to 90 over 100 of x, and today value is 7695. Now we can write this x 0.9x equal to 7695. Therefore, x will be equal to 7695 divided by 0.9, and we get the answer 8550. Now the part B, Ali invests $600 at a rate of 2% per year simple interest. Calculate the value of Ali investment at the end of 5 years. Now the Ali total investment after 1 year, 5 years, this will be equal to total amount after 5 years will be equal to total investment plus interest. Now the investment here is $600. Interest, the formula of interest here is I equal to PRT over 100. P is the principal amount. We write here is principal amount is 600. Rate here is 2. Time is 5 over 100. And that will be equal to 600 plus 60, and $660 will be the answer. Part C, Sarah invests $500 at a rate of 4% per year compound interest. At the end of 12 years, the value of Sarah investment is $601.35. Correct to nearest cent, find the value of R. Now, the formula of the compound interest is equal to amount to be paid equal to P into 1 plus R over 100 power T. Here is the P is the total investment. This is 500. And A is the amount after 12 years. This is the amount 601.35 amount to be paid. And 1 is written as it is. R is we have to find our 100. Time here is 12 years. Now 601.35 divided by 500 equal to 1 plus R over 100 power 12, and this will be equal to 601.35 divided by 500, and this value will be equal to 1.2027. 1 plus R over 100 power 12. Now we take the 12th root. We get 1.2027 power 1 over 12 equal to 1 plus R over 100. And we take the 12th root of 1.2027. And this will be equal to 1.105. 1.015, and 1 plus R over 100. Now we can write this 1.015 minus 1 equal to R over 100, and this will be equal to 0.015 equal to R over 100, and we multiply this 0.015 multiplied by 100, and this value equal to 1.5% is the answer. RD, the mass of radioactive substance decreases exponentially at a rate of 3% each day. Find overall percentage decrease at end of 10 days. Now the percentage decrease at the end of 10 days will be equal to decrease value. Our original value, you can say initial value, multiply by 100. Now, firstly, we have to find the exponential decay value. Now, the exponential decay in 10 days, we can find by using this formula. Exponential decay will be equal to a into 1 minus r whole power t. T is the time, a is the initial value. Now, here is the initial value is not given. We suppose that let a be the initial value and t is the time, r is the rate. Now we put the value a is the initial value as it is, 1 is written as it is, r is the rate is 3%, and we write here is 3%, and the time is 10 days. Now we calculate it a into 1 minus 3 over 100 power 10, and this will be equal to a into 1 minus 0.03 power 10, and this will be equal to 0.97 power 10 into a. Firstly, we have to find the decrease value. Now the decrease value will be equal to initial value minus power 10 a. This is the exponential decay in 10 days. When we subtract our this value from original value, we get the decrease value. Now we write here is a into, we can write it as a into 1 minus 0.97 power 10, and here we write 1 minus 0.97 power 10. Our a multiply by 100, and a will be cancelled, and we multiply 100 to 1 is 100, minus 100 multiply 0.97 power 10, and this will be equal to 100 minus 0.97 multiply power 10 multiply 100, that is equal to 73.7, and this will be equal to 26.3%. 26.3% is the answer. Next, find the number of whole days it takes until the mass of its substance is half of its original amount. In this part, we also use the formula of exponential decay. Here is, now let the original amount is equal to a. Now the exponential decay of mass is half of this original amount. It become 1 over 2a, and a we write here is a as it is, and 1 minus r power t is the formula. I write here is 1 as it is, r is 3%, and power t, and you should remember original amount and initial amount is the same thing, and here is the formula is the a into 1 minus r power t. In this formula, a is the original or initial amount. Now we calculate it, a will be cancelled, this is equal to 0.5, and this is 1 minus 3% is 1 minus 3 over 100 power t, and this will be equal to 0.5 equal to 0.97 power t. Now you see here we have to find the time and the number of days in which the mass is half of its original amount. You see here the 26% mass decay in 10 days. It means in 10 days the mass decay 26%. If we take 20 days, you see here if we take 0.97 takes the value of 0.97 power 20, we will see the value. If the value is equal to 0.5, this will be the answer. If this amount is not 0.5, we take the next value 0.97 power 21, and in same here is 0.97 power 22, and next we will see the 0.97 power 23. Now we start the calculation. Here 0.97 power 20, and this value is equal to 0.54. Now we take the next value, 0.97 power 22. Now you see here the value is 0.511, 0.511, and next we take the value 0.97 power 23, and this will be equal to 0.496, 0.496. It means if we take 23 days, mass of substance is 1/2 of its original amount is 0.496 in 23 days. Time is 23 because in the 23 days, the total mass decay more than half of its original amount. Question number 4, part A. The diagram shows a sector of circle that is made into a cone by joining OA to OB. The sector angle is x degree. The radius of sector is 7.5 centimeter. The base radius of cone is 1.5 centimeter. Calculate the value of x. Now the value of x degree we can find by using the arc length formula. Now the arc length AB will be equal to the angle divided by 360 multiplied by 2 pi r. Here is the angle is x degree, and our 360 multiply 2 pi r is 7.5, and we can write this x degree our 360 multiplied by 15 pi, and 15 times 2 is 30, 15 times 4 is 60. Now we can write it as x pi x degree over 24. Arc length of sector equal to circumference of circle of the base of the cone, because when this sector is made by this cone, when we cut the cone from the slant length, the shape of the cone become this sector, and this circumference will be the arc length of the cone. Therefore, we can write it as circumference of base of cone equal to 2 pi r, and here is the r is 1.5. Now we write here is 3 pi. Therefore, we write the value of arc length here is pi x degree over 24, and this is 3 pi equal to pi x degree over 24, and pi will be cancelled, and we shift the 24 from right to left side. This becomes 3 multiplied 24 equal to x degree. Therefore, x degree equal to 72 degree, and this is the angle of the this sector. Now, next part of this question number 4. Question 4, part B. The diagram shows a cylinder with radius 8 centimeter inside a sphere with radius 17 centimeter. Both ends of the cylinder, that is the curved surface of the sphere, show that the height of the cylinder is 30 centimeter. This is the center of the sphere, and the center of the sphere, the radius is here is 17 centimeter. This is the radius, and this length is 17 centimeter. Now the radius of the cylinder, you see here, this is the radius of the cylinder, and this radius of the cylinder is given here is 8 centimeter. Now we take this length here also 8 centimeter. And you see here, this is the right angle triangle. From this right angle triangle, we can find this height. Now you see here, this is the total height. We can write total height is equal to 2h, and here is the h will be equal to, that's equal to 17 square minus 8 square root, because this is the right angle triangle. In this right angle triangle, this is the hypotenuse, and this is base, and this value is 8 centimeter, and this is the perpendicular distance, and we can find this h is equal to hypotenuse square minus base square, and this will be 17 square minus 8 square. Now 289 minus 64, that's equal to 225 square root, and this is equal to 15. The height is 15, we can write it's 2 multiplied by 15, that's equal to 30. Therefore, the height of the cylinder is 30 centimeter. This is the proof. Next part of this question. Part second, calculate the volume of cylinder as a percentage of volume of sphere. Percentage volume of cylinder will be equal to volume of cylinder over the volume of sphere multiplied by 100. The volume of cylinder, the formula is pi r square h, and the volume of sphere is 4 over 3 pi r cube. Now here is the radius of sphere we represent is capital R, this is small r. Therefore, we write here is capital R cube. Now we simply multiply by 100. Now we can write it as pi will be cancelled, and we can write this equal to 3 over 4 into r square. R is the radius of cylinder, that's equal to 8 square, into height of the cylinder is given in the last part is 30 centimeter. We write here is 30, and the radius of the sphere is 17 cube multiplied by 100. Now we simplify it. You see here that's equal to 4 times 25 is 100. Therefore, 25 times 3 is 75. Multiply 64. Multiply 30 over 17 cube. Now that's equal to 29.3% is the answer. Next part of this question. Part C, the diagram shows a solid sphere with radius 6 centimeter inside a cube. With side length is 20 centimeter. The cube contains water to a depth of 50 centimeter. Calculate the new depth of water in the cube. Look here, the radius of this sphere is 6 centimeter. Length of cuboid is 20. Therefore, this length is 20, width is 20, and the height of water is 15 centimeter. Now this total volume equal to volume of water plus volume of sphere. Now the volume of water, total volume is equal to length multiplied by width multiplied by depth of water. And here is the length is 20 multiplied by 20, and this depth of water is 15. Next, the volume of water will be equal to, after removing this sphere, is 20 multiplied by 20. Length and width remain same, but after removing this sphere, the new height will be h. We write here is h plus volume of sphere, that's equal to 4 over 3 pi r cube. Now this value will be equal to 400h plus 4 over 3 pi into r is the radius, here is 6 cube. Now we can write this as 20 times 20 is 400. 400 times 15 is 6,000. And this is 400h plus 4 over 3 multiply 3.142 multiply 6 multiply 6 multiply 6, and we get 3 times 2 is 6, and this is equal to 400h plus 4 multiplied by 72 multiply 3.142, and we calculate it. Now 4 multiply 3.142 multiply 72, and that's equal to 904.896. Now we write here is 400h plus 904.9, 6,000 minus 904.9, that's equal to 400h, and h will be equal to 6,000 minus 904.9 over 400. 6,000 minus 904.9 divided by 400, and this will be equal to 12.73 centimeter is the height of the water, depth of the water after removing this sphere. Now we move the next part of this question. Question number 5, part A. In the shop, cost of a fiction book is $X. The cost of a reference book is X plus $2. Cost of 11 fiction book is same as the cost of 10 reference books. The cost of 11 fiction books equal to cost of 10 reference books. The formula of total cost equal to number of values multiplied by rate. Now the quantity multiplied by rate. This will be the total cost. You see here, the one fiction book cost is $X. This is the rate. And when we multiply 11 by X, we get the 11 fiction book costs. Next is this is the rate of reference book. And this rate, when we multiply the rate to quantity, the total number of books here are 10. Therefore, we multiply 10 into X plus 2. And this is the cost of 10 reference books. Now the 11x equal to 10x plus 20. Therefore, 11x minus 10x equal to 20. And this will be equal to x equal to 20. And this is the answer. Next is in our part B. In another shop, the cost of a fiction book is $Y. The cost of a reference book is Y plus $2. Maria spent $95 on fiction books and $147 on reference books. Now you see here, the total books here are 12. Now we have to prove the 6y square minus 109y equal to 95. Now firstly we find the number of fiction books plus number of reference book equal to 12. And firstly, we find the number of fiction books. You see here, this is the rate of fiction book, and this is the amount. This is the total cost of the fiction books. You know the cost equal to the total number quantity multiplied by rate. Therefore, that quantity we can find cost divided by rate. Here is the cost of fiction book is $95 divided by rate is Y. And next is the number of reference books. Here are we have to find Now the total cost on reference books is $147, and the rate of this reference book is y plus $2. And we use this formula to find the total number of reference books cost divided by rate equal to 12. Next we simplify it and we take the LCM. This is the LCM y into y plus 2. And now we get 95 into y plus 2 plus 147y, this equal to 12. Now this can be written as 95y plus 190 plus 147y equal to 12 multiply y into y plus 2. Next we add all these numbers, 95y plus 147y, this will be equal to 242y plus 190 equal to 12y squared plus 24y. Now we shift all these values from left to right side. This becomes 0, 12y squared plus 24y minus 242y minus 190. And we can write this 12y squared minus, we subtract 24 from 242, we get 218y minus 190 equal to 0. Now we divide this equation by 2, we get 6y squared minus 109y minus 95 equal to 0, hence it is proved. Now next is the part second, factorize 6y squared minus 109y minus 95. We factorize by using midterm breaking rule. Now you see here, we multiply 6 into 95, we get 570, and we take the factor of 570. 5 multiplied by 114, you see here, if we subtract this 114 minus 5, we get 109, and therefore we use this factor for this midterm breaking. Now 6y squared can be written as minus 114y minus 5y plus 5y minus 95, and we take the common here is 6y. This become y minus 6 times 1 is 6 and 5 is carried, therefore 54. 6 times 9 is 54, and plus 5 is taken as a common. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 9 is 45. Now we can write it as 6y plus 5 into y minus 19. These are the factor. Part third, find the value of y. Now the value of y we can find 6y squared minus 109y minus 95 equal to 0. And this can be written as 6y plus 5 into y minus 19 equal to 0. So either 6y plus 5 equal to 0 or y minus 19 equal to 0. Therefore, we can write 6y equal to minus 5 over 6, and here is y equal to 19, and the minus 5 over 6 and y equal to 19. You see here, we have the minus value is not possible, therefore we write the positive value, and not possible. Therefore, we write only y equal to 19 because the number of books will be in positive value. In the question number 6, the diagram shows a right angle triangle. Find the value of w. Now you see here in this right angle triangle, this side is base and this side is perpendicular to the base, perpendicular, and this side is the opposite to the right angle, is hypotenuse. Therefore, the hypotenuse square will be equal to base square plus perpendicular square. Now the hypotenuse here is 2t plus 3 whole square, and base here is 5 square, and perpendicular is t square. This will be equal to 4a square plus, we use the identity a square plus b square plus 2ab. Here is a square will be 2t square, it will be 4t square. And this is the second term is b square is 9. And next is 2 times of 2t plus 3 into 3. And this will be equal to 5 square is 25. And this is t square. Now we shift t from left to right, right to left side. This becomes 3t square. And this is 4 times 3 is 12t plus 12t. And plus 9 minus 25 equal to 0. We can write 3t square plus 12t minus 16 equal to 0 by using the quadratic formula. Now the quadratic formula is x equal to minus b plus minus b square minus 4ac over 2a. Now here is the b is, this is the value of b, the coefficient of t, and we write here is x, t will be equal to b is 12. Now we write minus 12 plus minus b square is 12 square minus 4 times of a is 3 and c is minus 16 over 2 times of a is 3, 2 times of 3. Now we can write minus 12 plus minus 144 minus minus plus 192 over 6, and this will be equal to minus 12 plus minus 336. 144 plus 192 is equal to 336 over 6. Firstly, we take minus 12 plus square root of 336 over 6. Next, we take the value will be t equal to minus 12 minus 336 square root over 6. This will be equal to 1.05. And next t value will be equal to minus 5.06 and 1.05. Now we take the positive value only here because these are the lengths. Now the t length will be equal to 1.05 and this will be equal to 2 times of 1.05 plus 3, and this will be equal to 5.10, and this length will be equal to 5.10. Now we can calculate the angle by using the formula is tan w equal to opposite side our hypotenuse. Now opposite side here is 1.05. Our hypotenuse is 5. Therefore w equal to tan inverse 0.21, and we take the tan inverse, that's equal to 11.85 degree is, and this can be written as 11.9 degree, and 11.9 degree is the answer. Now the next question. Question number 7, part A. The diagram shows a right angle triangle PQR on a horizontal crown. The x is vertically above R and the angle of elevation of x from P is 21 degree. And this is the angle of elevation of x from P. Now this angle is 21 degree. Next is the XR equal to 2.8 centimeter, RQ is 7.1 centimeter. Calculate the angle of elevation of x from Q. Now we have to find this angle of elevation of x from Q, and this angle we name it as x degree, and this angle we have to find, and we draw the triangle here. This triangle is XRQ, and in this triangle this is XRQ. This length is 7.1 centimeter. This length is 2.8. We have to find this angle x degree. Now you see here, this is opposite side and this is the adjacent side of the right angle. Therefore, we write here is tan x degree equal to opposite our adjacent side, and this will be equal to opposite side you see here is 2.8 over 7.1, and tan x degree will be equal to 2.8 over 7.1, then x degree will be equal to 2.10 inverse 2.8 over 7.1. Now this is the 21.5 degree. Next is the calculate the length PQ. This is the length PQ. We write this here is the right angle triangle PRQ, and this is right angle triangle. We make this right angle triangle here. You see here this is the right angle, and this here is the length is 7.1 meter. Is RQ is 7.1, and RP length is not given. We have to find this length, and we name it this length is X. Now, if we find this length PR, we can find by Pythagoras theorem. In this Pythagoras theorem, hypotenuse square will be equal to base square plus perpendicular square. Now we name this is base and this is perpendicular length, and this length base is 7.1 square plus perpendicular is PR square, and this is x square. We have to find PR. Now you see here this is the right angle triangle, and this right angle triangle is PR length we have to find, and this angle is 21 degree, this is 22.8. Now you see here the opposite our adjacent side, opposite our adjacent equal to tan x degree. Here is tan 21 degree, and the opposite side is 2.8, and adjacent length is PR, that will be equal to tan 21. PR will be equal to 2.8 divided by tan 21 degree, or 2.8 divided by 21 tan, and this will be equal to 7.29. Now we write here is 7.29 meter. Therefore, we calculate this x square will be equal to 7.1 square plus 7.29 whole square, and taking that square root we get x, and this is equal to 10.17, and 10.17 we can write 10.2 meter is the answer. Now the next part of this question is part B. Part B, calculate the acute angle KML. KML, this is the acute angle KML. Now we name it as x degree. Now you see here are two angles and two sides. When the two angles and two sides relationship, we use the sine rule. The sine rule is sine A degree over A equal to sine B degree over B, and sine C degree over C. You see here this is the sine of x degree, and we take the side opposite this angle. This is 16.7 equal to sine 32 degree We take the opposite of this angle is opposite side of this angle is 9.1. Now we can write this sin x degree will be equal to 16.7 over 9.1 multiplied by sin 32, and we calculate it 16.7 multiply 32 sine divided by 9.1, that's equal to 0.972. Therefore, x degree will be equal to sine inverse 0.972. Now we take the sine inverse, and this value equal to 76.5 degree is the acute angle. Now, part C, the area of triangle ABC is 62.89 centimeter. Show that the angle BAC is 28.4 degree. Now, the area of triangle is equal to 1 over 2 AB into sine of angle between them. Two adjacent sides, A and B, and we write here is 1 over 2 into 12.3 into 21.5, and the angle between them is sine BAC, and this area of triangle is given here is 62.89, and we can write it as 62.89 multiplied by 2, and this value we shift from right to left side. This is 12.3 multiply 21.5 equal to sine BAC, and this value will be equal to BAC will be equal to sine inverse of 62.89 multiplied by 2 divided by 12.3 divided by 21.5, and this is 28.4 degree is the angle, and this is the answer. Now calculate the length BC. You see here this triangle having two sides and one angle between them. We have to find third side. In this case, when the three sides and one angle relationship, we use the cosine rule. In this rule, you see here this length BC square will be equal to sum of the other two opposite sides AB square plus AC square minus 2 times of these two other opposite side AB into AC into cos of angle between them, that is cos BAC. Now we substitute the value here. This AB square is 12.3 square plus AC is 21.5 square minus 2 times of AB here is 12.3 into 21.5 into cos of 28.4 degree. Now we have to find BC. Now we take the square root, and this is the square root of whole value. We write here is 12.17 centimeter is the length of BC, and we can write the answer in 3SF 12.2. Next part third, AB extend to a point D such that the triangle BDC equal to 90 degree. Calculate BD. Now we can find this length BD. If we find the length, firstly we find length CD. You see here in triangle ADC, in triangle, right angle triangle ADC, this CD length is opposite side and this is hypotenuse. We use the ratio opposite our hypotenuse. This will be equal to sine theta, and here is the 28.4 sine 28.4 equal to opposite side here is CD, and hypotenuse is 21.5 and sine 28.4. Now we can write it as CD equal to 21.5 multiplied by sine 28.4. Now we calculate it, and this will be equal to 10.225, 10.23 centimeter. We write here is 10.23. Now we can calculate this length BD square equal to AC square minus BC square minus CD square, and this is the hypotenuse square, this is the perpendicular square. Now the base square equal to h square minus p square. A square here is 12.17 minus CD is 10.23 square, and BD will be equal to square root of this whole value. This is 6.59 centimeter is the BD length. This is the answer. Question 8. The diagram shows two fair dice, dice A and dice B. Dice A is rolled once. Write down the probability that it lands on the number 6. The probability of any event is equal to number of total favorable outcome of that event divided by total number of outcome of sample space. Now you see here, event here is the dice lands on number 6. Now the dice land on number 6. We write here is the probability of land 6 will be equal to total number of favorable outcome of number 6 in dice A. You see here the 6 is uh, landing on one time, therefore we write 1, and total sample space here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We write 6. So 1 over 6 is the answer. Next is the dice A is rolled 150 times. Find the number of time it is expected to land on the number 6. And here is we have to find the expected frequency. And this expected frequency equal to total number of trials to multiply by probability of that event. Now the probability land 6, we multiply, therefore here are the number of trials the dice A is rolled is 150 time, and the probability land 6 is 1 over 6. Therefore we 150 divided by 6, 6 times 2 is 12, 6 times 5 is 30, and 25 is the expected frequency. Now the part B. In the part B, the dice A and dice B are each rolled once. Find the probability that the two numbers they land on have a total of 6. Now you see here the dice A is numbered 1, 222, 36, and dice B 2, 333, 4. We write this uh, dice outcome here. One dice A outcome on horizontally and dice B outcome is vertically. Now you see here when two dice thrown, the total of these two dice is 2 and 1 is 3, 2 plus 2 is 4, and same here is 2 plus 2 is 4. Now you see here, here are 36 outcome total. Now we write total outcomes, numbers of sample space is 36. Now here is the probability that the two numbers they have land on total of 6. Now the uh, number of event equal to n of two numbers having total 6. Now you see here the total number of 6 here are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Therefore, these are 11 outcome here. Therefore, the probability of two numbers having total 6 equal to 11 over 36. And this is the answer. Next, find the probability that when two numbers they land on have a total of 6, both numbers are 3. Now the probability of landing two numbers having total 6, both numbers are 3. Now the probability will be equal to total number of outcome in the event. Now the event here is both numbers are 3. Therefore 3, 3 and 3, 3 will be the two outcome out of 11 outcome. You see here the numbers which having a total 6. Here are 11 outcome. You see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Therefore, 2 over 11 will be the answer. Part C, dice B is rolled n times. The probability that the nth roll it first land on a number 3 is 32 over 729. Now you see here the probability of the roll land on number 3 is equal to probability of that event is equal to number of total of favorable outcome divided by total number of outcome of sample space. You see here the the number 3 lands 2 times out of 6. Therefore, we write here is the probability the number landing on 3 is equal to 2 over 6, and this will be equal to 1 over 3. Now the probability not landing on number 3 is equal to, you see here the not landing 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 over 6, and this will be equal to 2 over 3. Now you see here the probability landing not landing on number 3 is n minus 1 times. Therefore, we write 2 over 3, but probability landing on number 3 is first time on nth roll. Therefore, it occurred on only one time. We write here is 1 over 3 into 1 over 3 power 1. That's value equal to 32 over 729. And we can write this 2 over 3 power n minus 1 equal to 32 multiplied 3 over 729. We divide it by 3, that's equal to 3 times 2 is 6. 1 is carried, now 3 times 4 is 12, 3 times 3 is 9. Now we can write it as 2 over 3 power 5. 32 over 243 we can write it as, and 2 over 3 power n minus 1. Now the having the same base, therefore we can write n minus 1 equal to 5, therefore n equal to 6, and this is the answer. Question number 9. The diagram shows a sketch of graph y equal to 4x cube minus x4. The graph crosses the x-axis at origin and at the point A. The point B is the maximum point. Part A, differentiate 4x cube minus x4. Now we write the function y equal to 4x cube minus x4. We take the derivative on both sides, that's dy over dx will be equal to derivative of 4x cube minus x power 4, and this will be equal to 4 is written as it is, the derivative of x power n, you know, that's equal to n into x power n minus 1. Therefore, this is equal to 3x square, and the power become coefficient, and we reduce the value 1 in the power, and next is x power 4. We can write it as 4x cube here. After this, we get that's equal to 12x square minus 4x cube, and this is the answer. Next, find the coordinate of B. You see here the point B is the maximum point of this graph. The maximum points, at the maximum point dy over dx equal to 0. Therefore, we write here is 2x square minus 4x cube equal to 0. Now 4x square is taken as a common. It's become equal to 3 minus x equal to 0, and we can write 4x square equal to 0 or 3 minus x equal to 0. Therefore, x equal to 0, and this is x equal to minus x equal to minus 3 and x equal to 3. Now you see here the here is the point 0, and this it would be the point 3 because here are 2 points x0 and x3. Therefore, the maximum point will be x equal to 3, and at x equal to 3, y equal to 4x cube minus x4. This value become 4 into 3 power 3 minus 3 power 4. We take the common 3 power 3, that's 4 minus 3 power 1, and that's equal to 27 into 1. Therefore, we write here is 327 will be the coordinates of the point B. Find the gradient of the graph at point A. Now firstly we find the coordinates of the point A. At this point the y is coordinate will be 0. Therefore we can write this y equal to 4x cube minus x4 at point A. The coordinate of phi equal to 0. This will be equal to 4x cube minus x4 equal to 0. And we take the common x cube, and this is equal to x cube into 4 minus x equal to 0. And x cube equal to 0 and 4 minus x equal to 0. This will be equal to x equal to 4. And at this point, this is the point x equal to 4. And at this point, we have to find the gradient of the graph at this point. The gradient of the graph, we take the derivative at this position at point 8. Now dy over dx at x equal to 4, dy over dx equal to 12x square minus 4x cube. We write here is 12x square minus 4x cube, and at x equal to 4, this value become 12 into 4 square minus 4 into 4 cube. Now 4 square is taken as a common, that's 12 minus 4 into 4, and this will be equal to 16 into 12 minus 16 is minus 4. This is equal to minus 64. This is the answer. Question number 10, part A. A, B, C, D, E, F is a regular hexagon. DF, DA, AB, TB are diagonals. Complete the following statement using 3 triangles. You see here, this is the regular hexagon. Therefore, the all sides will be equals, and the angles, each angle will also be same. Therefore, now you see here the triangle DEF, this is DEF, is congruent to triangle DCB. Two sides and angle between them is same in between two triangles. Therefore, these two triangles will be congruent. Then next you see here, these are the diagonals, and ABD, AD and FD will be same. These lengths will be same. Now you see here, the triangles ABD is congruent to AFT. We write ABD is congruent to AFT because three sides of triangles equal. Therefore, these two triangles ABD and AFT will be congruent. Now the part B, P and Q are points on the circle with center O. TP and TQ are the tangent on the to the circle from the point T. Complete the following statement and reason. In triangle OPT and OQT, you see here this is OPT and this is OQT. OP is equal to OQ because these are the each is radius of circle. We write here is OQ. Next OT is common side. You see here this is the common side. And next is the angle OPT. OPT, this angle equal to angle OQT because we write here is OQT because the angle between tangent and radius is a right angle. Now we write here is because the angle between tangent and radius. And next is triangle OPT and OQT are congruent. You see here in this triangles OPT, the sides OQ equal to OP, angle OQT is equal to OPT, these are right angle, and OT is hypotenuse, that is a common, therefore we write here is a property to for congruent triangle is RHS, and this is the right angle and hypotenuse sides. When this property these two triangle will be congruent. This proves that tangent TP and TQ are equal because the TP and TQ are corresponding side of congruent triangles which are congruent because T is congruent to triangles OQT. Now the next question, question 11, f of x equal to 1 minus 3x, g of x equal to x minus 1 whole square, h of x equal to 3 over x. Part first, part A, find g of 3. You see here g of x equal to x minus 1. We write g of 3 equal to 3 minus 1 whole square, and this will be equal to 2 square, and this will be equal to 4. We write here is 4. Next is f of x minus 2. Therefore, f of x minus 2 will be equal to 1 minus f of x is 1 minus 3x. We write the x is in replace of x, we write x minus 2. And when we simplify it, we get 1 minus 3x plus 6. And this will be equal to. Now the answer will be 1 plus 6 is 7 minus 3 is the answer. Now the part C, f of x equal to 1 minus 3x, find f inverse of x. Now we write f of x equal to 1 minus 3x, and we suppose that the f of x equal to y, therefore x will be equal to f inverse of y. Now we substitute the value f of x equal to y, therefore y will be equal to 1 minus 3x. If we make the subject x, we can find inverse of this function. Now you see here we can write it as 1 minus y equal to 3x. Therefore, x will be equal to 1 minus y over 3, and f x is equal to f inverse of y. We write it as, and 1 f of inverse of y minus equal to 1 minus y over 3, and this f inverse of x equal to 1 minus y, we replace y with x. Therefore, we write here is f inverse of x equal to 1 minus x over 3, and this is the answer. The next part, d f of x e minus g f of x into f of x equal to 3x square plus ax square plus bx plus c. Find the value of a, b, and c. Now you see here g f of x. Firstly, we find it. Here is g is written as it is. F of x function is 1 minus 3x. And we write the function g of x is x minus 1 whole square. We write x minus 1 whole square. We replace x by 1 minus 3x, and this value can be written as 1 minus 1 will be cancelled, minus 3x equal to whole square equal to 9x square. And next we will find g of x into f of x. Now you see here g of x is x minus 1 whole square into multiply f of x is 1 minus 3x, and we can write it as x square minus 2x plus 1. We use the identity here is a square a minus b whole square that's equal to a square minus 2ab plus b square, and we use this identity to simplify it. Multiply 1 minus 3x. Now we can write this x square minus, we multiply 1 by this whole expression, this equal to x square minus 2x plus 1. Next we multiply by 3x all values. Now you see here this will be equal to minus 3x cube minus 6x square minus 6x square minus 3x is the minus 3x cube plus 7x square minus 5x and plus 1. Now we take the difference between these two sets. This is g f of x is 9x square minus, and the value of g of x in f of x is minus 3x cube plus 7x square minus 5x plus 1. Now we simplify it, we get 9x square plus 3x cube minus 7x square plus 5x minus 1. Now here is we can write it as 3x cube plus 2x square plus 5x minus 1. Therefore, the coefficient of x square is a, the coefficient of x is b. Here is the coefficient x square is 2, we write here is 2, and the coefficient of x is b. Here is the coefficient of x is 5, and the constant is minus 1. This is the answer. Question number 11, part E. Find h of x minus f of x. Give your answer as a single fraction in simplest form. You see here h of x is 3 over x. F of x is 1 minus 3x. Now we can write it as, we take the LCM, this is x, and to make the denominator same, we multiply this fraction by x, and minus, when we multiply x by 1, we get x, and 3x multiply x is 3x square, and minus is multiply minus is plus. Now that's x, and we can write it as 3x square minus x plus 3 over x. Now part f, h into x power n equal to 3 into x power 7. Find the value of n. Now you see here the h of x equal to 3 over x. Now we can write this h of x power n, that will be equal to 3 over x power n, and we can write it as 3 into x power minus n. Now we substitute this value in this equation. Now we put the value here. Now this become 3x power minus n in equal to 3 into x power 7. 3 will be cancelled. Now x power 7 equal to x power minus 9. Therefore, minus n equal to 7, and we can write it as n equal to minus 7. And this is the answer. Question number 12. O is the origin, A is the 0.81, and B is the 0.25. This is 0.81, and this is, and it will be 1, and this is point B is 25, and this point is 2, and this is 5. We write 25. Now the column vector OB, this will be column vector OB is 2, 5. And next is the column vector AB, that's equal to OB minus OA. Here is OB is 2, 5 and OA is 8, 1. Therefore, we can write 2 minus 8 and 5 minus 1. This is equal to minus 6, 4. And this is minus 6, 4, column vector AB. Now find the equation of line AB, y equal to mx plus c. Now we have to find this equation of line AB. Now we see that the gradient of this line, firstly we find the gradient of this line, and the gradient of this line equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, and this gradient equal to m, and this is y2 is 5 and y1 is 1. We write here is 5 minus 1 over, and here is x2 is 2 and x1 is 8. We write 2 minus 8, and this will be equal to 4 over minus 6, and this will be equal to 2 over minus 2 over 3. And the equation of line y equal to minus 2 over 3x plus c. Now we substitute the value A81 in this equation. Now we put the value for point A81. This equation becomes 1 equal to minus 2 over 3 into 8 plus c, and this will be equal to minus 16 over 3 plus c, and this will be equal to 1 plus 16 over 3, and we can write this as 3 plus 16 over 3 equal to c, and this will be equal to 19 over 3. Now we substitute this value in this equation, we get y equal to minus 2 over 3 x plus 19 over 3. This is the equation of line AB, and this is the answer. Now move the next part of this question. Part C, find the equation of line perpendicular bisector of AB, y equal to mx plus c. Now the gradient of perpendicular of AB, now the gradient of line AB, you see here is the gradient is equal to minus 2 over 3. Therefore, we write here is minus 2 over 3, and the gradient of this perpendicular to AB will be the negative reciprocal, negative 1 over negative 2 over 3, and this will be equal to plus 3 over 2, and we put the value in this equation y equal to 3 over 2 x plus c. We have to find the equation of line of perpendicular bisector of AB. Therefore, these 2 points A and B, here is 2, 5, and this point B is 8, 1, and the middle of this 2 point is the 2 plus 8 over 2 and 1 plus 5 over 2, and this middle value will be 10 over 2 is 5, 6 over 2 is 3, and at this midpoint, the required line passing through it, and because this is the perpendicular bisector, now therefore and we name it as point C, at point C, 5, 3, therefore the 3 equal to, we put the value y is 3 over 2 into 5 plus c, and we can write 3 minus 15 over 2 equal to c, and this is 6. 6 minus 15 over 2 equal to c, and this will be equal to minus 9 over 2, and we put the value in this equation, we get y equal to 3 over 2x minus 9 over 2, and this is the equation of perpendicular bisector of AB. Part D, the line AB meets the y-axis at P. and the perpendicular bisector AB meets the y-axis at Q, length of PQ. Now you see here, this is the line AB. It meets the y-axis at point P, and this y-axis, this point, the x coordinate will be 0, and the y coordinate you see here, this is the equation of line. This shows the y-intercept. Therefore, we write 19/3. And same here is the perpendicular bisector at points Q. The x coordinate will be 0 on y-axis, and the y coordinate we can find by using this equation of line. This is the y-intercept. Therefore, this is -1, 9/2. Now the length of PQ will be equal to x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, and taking the square root. Now the 0 minus 0 whole square plus 19 minus 19/3 minus 9/2 whole square. This value will be equal to 19/3 plus 9/2 whole square root, and square root will be cancelled. Now this value will be equal to 3 and 2. The common denominator will become 6, and we can write it as 19/3 plus 9/2 we multiplied by 3, and this fraction is multiplied by 2, and this is multiplied by 2, we get 38 and 27, and this will be equal to 65/6, and this is the total length of PQ. This is the answer.